Hey, this is Weston with Carey Concealment, and today we're going to talk about inside the waistband belt clips specifically. We've got several different options for IWB holsters. Each of them have different options for belt clips, and I want you guys to understand exactly what you're getting out of the belt clips that you choose for your holster. The first holster we're going to go over today is the Airframe, and it uses the monoblock belt attachment from Discreet Carry. But I want to talk to you briefly about what it is good for and what it has shortcomings for as far as belt clips are concerned, and why you may or may not want to use an Airframe as your IWB holster. All right, so the Airframe holster utilizes the Discreet Carry monoblock belt clip. This is a belt clip you're going to see on plenty of holsters all throughout the industry, and for good reason. It's relatively affordable, has great lockup, has these reverse tangs that grab clothing and belts really nicely, and it has this little split design here, which can be helpful on certain holster designs where the contours are kind of odd. Now, on our design here with the Airframe, the important thing to note here is you've got plenty of room between the holster and the belt clip for your belt, as well as a pair of jeans or something like that. It's pretty accommodating as far as width goes, and it's relatively supportive. Now, keep in mind, it is a single belt attachment rather than a pair of belt attachments wider apart, which typically give you more stability with the holster. But what you get out of this single belt clip like this one is easy on-off reliability, and it's at a really nice price point. So this belt clip is just a great standard offering for somebody who doesn't want to fuss around with a ton of adjustments out of multiple belt clips and wants an easier time of taking their holster on and off while still maintaining the durability and the performance you expect out of a metal belt clip. Okay, now that we've finished discussing our Airframe holster, we're going to go into the rest of the catalog. The rest of our IWB holsters all utilize a bottom-mounted style belt clip like this Mach 1 or even the Bounty here. And there are three primary belt clips that we sell. That's going to be the 1 Series, the Mod 4, and the plastic tackwear clips. So let's go over each of these belt clips and decide which one of these is going to be right for you depending on your application. Well, the first one up is going to be the tackwear plastic belt clip. This is probably the most familiar inside the waistband belt clip for a lot of you guys. Plenty of companies using this design or one similar to it. The reason why they're so popular is that they are durable, they're effective, and they're inexpensive. They do also have vertical adjustment with the holes here, as well as a vertical adjustment we build into most of our holsters. And they're just easy to take on and off. This plastic moves pretty freely. It has an okay lockup as long as you're wearing a belt. It is not adequate for beltless carry in my opinion. And it is a little bit bulky because it's an injection molded piece. But with that said, if you're somebody that cannot be bothered to have a difficult donning and doffing of your holster, this is absolutely the belt clip for you. It will last years and it will do the job. Next, we're going to talk about the two Discreet Carry options that are bottom mounted, just like the tackwear was. We have the Mod 4 over here and then the 1 Series. The 1 Series is a newer offering, and I think it's a pretty compelling choice because it is actually quite a bit smaller with better belt lockup than the Mod 4 in some cases, and I want to get into that with you. First off, both of these belt clips are incredibly stout and very tough to move with this little reverse tang. You have to hook your finger underneath here and give this a serious tug to get this off. But what I want to do is to illustrate the difference between the two, and to do that, we're going to bring in the Hunter Constantine belt here. Shout out Hunter, if you guys don't know about this belt, you really should by now. It will change your life as far as concealment goes. So we've got the 1 Series belt clip here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this over. It slides easily over and then snaps on the other side. Amazing fitment, tight lockup. There's really very little wiggle room left here. And the belt clip eats this belt and has just a little bit of space left over. Now, something to keep in mind here, if you have a really burly pair of jeans or some kind of waistline that's very thick, you might run into a problem here with not having enough leftover width inside the belt clip to eat your clothing as well. But with that said, this lockup on this belt clip is tremendous. And the 1 Series clip is easier to take on and off because it does not have the reverse tang inside that the Mod 4 does. So let's throw the Mod 4 on the same belt. I'll pull this up and over. Always easy to put it on, but with the Mod 4s, we're going to have trouble getting it off just a little bit. And you can see here that there's actually quite a bit more play side to side with the Mod 4. And that's because the addition of that tang. You have to be able to pick this thing up and pull it up and over. And if this was as tight as the 1 Series, you would never be able to get this thing off. So a little bit more play here, something to keep in mind. But as far as the width of the belt clip goes, it's about the same as the 1 Series. So again, if you have a really thick waistband, and you're trying to get over a rather large EDC belt, you could run into an issue with being too wide for this belt clip. Now what you'll see here is I'm going to have to pull this tang up and over the belt to get this off, and if at any point I drop this on here, we're gonna have a hard time getting that off. So you really have to keep this pulled up all the way over your waistband and your belt. The Mod 4 is just a beast as far as that reverse tang and what it does to carry. Some people will absolutely hate this because it is so much harder to take things on and off than both the 1 Series and the plastic tackwear clip. Okay, so this is gonna be the part of the video where you're gonna have to look at my crotch just a little bit, but I wanna illustrate something about our 3 inside the waistband belt clips that we offer. And that is going to be their lockup. Now, obviously, most of us, when we're carrying a firearm, it's going to be with a belt. But I want to show you guys what happens when you decide to throw a holster on using any of these 3 belt clips without a belt. Because let's be honest, sometimes you need a last-minute run to the gas station for a brewski or something like that, and you're in sweats or something like that. Today, I'm in sweat shorts, and I'm going to show you the difference in lockup between these 3 belt clips. All right, I've got our plastic tackwear clip. It's unfortunately black, so it's gonna be hard to see, but I'm just throwing it over the edge of my sweat shorts here just to simulate a holster being in this position. And you can see it just easily pops off. There is basically no grab on the clothing. Let's use the 1 Series instead. Now 1 Series, like we've already described, does not have the reverse tang, but it is a very strong metal clip. Go ahead and throw this over the edge of these sweat shorts here, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of a tug from the top. Does pretty well, actually. It's got a decent little bite, but ultimately, depending on your draw and how much your retention your holster has, it may very well come off. Now here is the Mod 4, and you can see that reverse tang on this belt clip is going to do something a little bit different when it comes to the sweats here. So I am only going to pull so much because I don't want to put a hole in these shorts, but this will not let go. Now, does that mean that your draw of your firearm is going to be really great with this? No, I mean, your shorts are still going to move around like crazy, your sweats, whatever it is you're wearing. If you don't have the stability of a belt, your draw is still going to be horrendous with a setup like this. But you do know, at least with the Mod 4s, that it is going to stay attached to your clothing, most likely. And so if you're the guy who thinks you may end up carrying without a belt, absolutely the Mod 4s are your best bet. Okay, I think that about wraps up the belt clip conversation. If you guys have additional questions about which belt clip you should be using, go ahead and reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer any more questions. sales@careyconcealment.com. Otherwise, just understand that when you're getting into any of these options, you're going to have give and take. It's true with anything in the gun industry. There is no free lunch. So do a little research, understand what it is you're purchasing, and if you have questions, again, let us help you. We will be happy to set you guys up with the holster that's right for you. And the belt clips have a lot to do with that. Have a good one.